minivan musician, episode something or other, and we had I had a really point by point Trump breakdown, meaning kind of a scoring system of each big thing that he's done and what we thought of it, and it was actually very unbiased and very telling of what the average American who actually pays attention would think. However, one thing happened that kind of I can't believe I was going to say trumps all that.
It shook the world.
Shook the world. There are some people that are in an uproar over the situation with the meeting with Zelensky in front of the media. And I think there's a lot of dummies when it comes to this topic.
Yeah, putting it nicely, really.
Have you seen a lot of lefties talking about it?
Oh, yeah. Unfortunately, I still have several of them on my Facebook, and when I go on there, somehow they seem to be the first ones that I see because they're always wailing about something. So
wailing. Okay, so what were their wails?
Well, the first thing I saw was a picture change, of course, with the Ukrainian flag saying,
"Oh God, really?
Ukraine." Yeah, about it.
God, I haven't seen that.
And she also was like just going on a rant about how Trump is a bully and it's shameful our country is. I'm so embarrassed to be from here or live here, or our country is just shameful. And there was one person that I saw that commented on that and was like, I'm ashamed to say that I voted for him. I really thought that it was going to be. Yeah, I really thought that it was going to be different. And now here we're putting all of our lives in danger from this evil man. I'm like, how in the mother of are you putting our lives in danger?
Here's what I'll say to any of those idiotic people: you have paid $1,000 for the war in Ukraine.
Out of your pocket.
Now, if the number is, they're trying to say the number's half that. I broke it down exactly how it is double the number I'm going to say, the 179 billion. However, even if it's that, we'll call it $550. So the average American paid $550 for that war so far. One thing, not for North Carolina, not for infrastructure, not for. I could go down a whole list of everything that's important that money should be going to.
Mm-hmm.
They don't realize that on top of the little 179 billion they're talking about, there's the money that FEMA put into it that is not factored into that. There's the border bill that's not factored into that, which is a huge chunk of money. There's things like intelligence. So if we're putting, say, $100 billion into intelligence, well, a larger chunk of that got diverted to a country for which we're supporting in a war, right?
Mm-hmm.
And same thing with weapons, just everything.
I mean, yeah, hello, army people fighting. Hello, I mean, there's always a lot of money that is suctioned out of you for that shit.
Yeah, Doge is finding that shit.
Yeah.
And let me explain to people exactly what Zelensky wanted. Everyone's saying that they're acting as though Trump withdrew from a deal.
Yeah, no, not that at all.
There was a deal drawn up, the mineral deal, that would start to pay us back and including future payments we're going to give them, to start paying us back for everything we've put into this war. And he came here just to sign it.
Yeah, it wasn't
a negotiation.
Yeah.
He came here to sign it. If there was more negotiating, talking back and forth to do, he wouldn't have came here in person. He came here to sign it, put his signature down, shake some hands, have lunch, literally, like the White House staff ate his lunch, and leave. He got to leave sooner. And you idiots don't realize that Vance being heated, asking, have you ever given a thank you, any of that kind of stuff. It isn't as though
they just attacked him on
stage. There was a conversation before this. This was supposed to be sign the thing, walk out, announce that we have a deal,
shake hands, go.
That's
about
it.
Business.
He wouldn't do a ceasefire. That was the deal. We'll work on. We'll talk to Russia. We'll get a ceasefire. Give us this mineral deal. Then we'll work from there. He wanted security, a security concession. So in other words, I don't think people don't understand what that actually means. If they have young adult age children, I hope they do, especially if they're in the military of some sort. Mm-hmm. Because what that means is if we offer security in exchange for this mineral deal, that, to be honest, they're kind of lucky we're giving them in the first place. We could just wash our hands of it. We already lost all this money. Let's move on. We got a million other things to do. But instead, it's okay. You're our ally, and we're gonna continue on with this. But the security part of it is, if Putin were to break the ceasefire, that means that we go to war.
Mm-hmm.
That means that we step in where Ukraine cannot protect themselves. So is that what you guys want? Because you're essentially saying that Trump screwed this thing up So are some other countries, but they're weak countries that are always kind of teetering on whether they support us or not. Too.
For us anyway.
They're part of the EU and haven't paid anything in towards Ukraine.
Yeah.
That's the other part. So we're footing the bill for them. Fine, it's an ally, sort of. Suddenly, doesn't matter why.
What?
So that's fine, but the issue is that okay, we will work on a ceasefire for you. We have the ability to do that. Putin will listen to us. Come on over here. Let's sign this thing. Great. Everything sounds good. Now, supposedly there was a meeting before meeting with Trump, even.
Oh.
Or in between Trump and the media. There was the Democrats that talked to Zelensky.
Zelensky met with Democrats before, and that's not supposedly. It did happen. There's pictures. There's people that have confirmed it, so that were there, and quotes of what people have said.
And they were basically saying, force Trump's hand for security.
Yeah.
Don't just take this deal.
You're not going to take this ceasefire deal without having that.
So you, as the leader of a nation, let some guys on the losing side of our government, and I understand they've padded your pocket before, but you let essentially some guys that would be your absolute underlings, you allowed them to force you to break a deal that could destroy your entire country. Congratulations.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the people that are just up in arms about this, just number one, they don't understand how negotiations work. Number two, they don't understand how geopolitics work. This is a situation where the guy kind of blindsided us. Like everyone's saying Trump ambushed him. but maybe it seemed like an ambush when Vance finally said something for our side.
Well, God forbid we have, president and vice president that actually speak up for things.
And do you guys think that when we had negotiations, like, I don't know, involving Desert Storm or just any of these...
And you think people didn't get ugly and crazy and wild?
It's gotten worse,
Come on, man. Yeah, we're much more civilized now.
Yeah, so you're just seeing it. Yeah. I mean, there's so much worse. If you crack open some books about recent history or even far in the past and read about what dealings with foreign leaders have been like, how they've practically come to blows and stuff like that. This was nothing.
Mm-hmm.
This was a blindsided spat. It could have been worse, but Trump knew that we had the upper hand in it. He needs to, like he kept saying, play his cards, but you don't have the cards.
Oh, yeah.
So, the issue is here, just to break it down, again, coming here to sign something, will work on a ceasefire. He kept going into and he didn't say this prior to the meeting, only after he had a meeting with, prior to flying over here, he didn't say it.
Yeah, only after his little meeting with there's specific names too. I wish I could.
Yeah.
I'm not going to pull them up on my phone while I'm on.
I group them all into the same trash.
Yeah, we can link it to it if you want it.
Something. It's the swamp.
Pretty much.
It's a group of people. And, so he comes over here to sign. He has some people get in his ear. You need to do this, you need to do that. So he blindsided us, if anything.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know that the meeting leading into going in front of the media, okay, well, maybe that was aired out a bit, but I'm just, that's where the blindsiding happened. But the point is...
They came in and he did.
And we did it in front of the media. People are saying, so Trump could put on a show. Call it a show or not. It's the first time we've ever seen...
That's real.
Yeah, a transparent negotiation with an allied country who's at war, with a country we're not even trying to go to war with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the thing is like I said, everybody has paid in at least $500 for this war. Do you want your payments for this war to stop? If you do, then you want us to work on a ceasefire. You don't want us to go to Putin and say, hey, ceasefire or else, not even ceasefire. We're here as security for Ukraine. Get out or we're attacking now.
Yeah.
We're not going to do that.
Hell no. Well, that's what will happen if they, want that, if they have the security thing.
And what else is stupid? He wanted our word that if Putin broke the ceasefire.
Oh, that we would go to war.
We would. I mean, not necessarily go to war, but we would react. I mean, the whole world is watching.
Yeah.
If we sit there and tell somebody, you're doing a ceasefire until we work this thing out, blah, 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 and Putin in the middle of the night sends some guys into Kiev or something.
Yeah,
we're not going to sit there and take that.
It, but, jumping into a full-blown war is,
Meanwhile,
hasn't worked out well for people in the past.
And this idiot wants us to say on TV, oh, yeah,
we got you, man.
We got 10,000 guys ready to go in there right now.
So,
no, it just doesn't work. So, I mean, I'm kind of all over the place with this, but the fact of the matter is, you saw strength in that situation.
Yeah. You did not see bullying. Seriously, if you are an adult, and I mean, obviously, if you're talking politics, you're most likely an adult. Or a very uneducated,
physically,
freaking high school student who thinks they know anything about the world and knows nothing. But anyway, to say that somebody is bullying, I mean, why are you, even using that word just makes me cringe. It's like we are like not.
It's
little
because
kids
technically
like,
we have the power in the
he's
situation.
bullying and picking on him.
But it's like Trump told him, you have yourself in this situation.
Yeah, and we're here actually to help y'all. I mean, we want this war to stop, right? Like, and everybody on the other side of this who's talking all this bullying crap, like, aren't you guys the ones that don't want any more death, right?
Right.
You don't want people getting killed, peace all over, and no more war. What the hell do you think this was? That's what we're trying to do, is stop this war
and
not go into another one.
I've heard people criticizing Trump saying that
your
too.
friends, your family, your sisters, brothers, kids over there to fight.
At the beginning, when they asked something along the lines of, aren't you on Ukraine's side or something, and Trump said, I'm on America's side. And I'm on the world's side, and I want bullets to stop flying.
Yeah.
And he kept telling the guy, you are messing with World War III.
Yeah.
You are, and I'm glad Trump did this, because what he did, and people, like I said, are too stupid to interpret it for some reason, he allowed this to be live on TV. He let it go on. He could have stopped it at any moment, so that you would hear him say, you're supposed to be doing a ceasefire, this is supposed to be a ceasefire, and you're not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Because if this wasn't aired on TV, what you would be hearing right now is that he came here for a ceasefire and we didn't give it to him. Yeah. Meanwhile, Trump was practically begging to give him a ceasefire. And he just kept, but he broke it with this person. He broke it with that person. Trump's like, dude, he didn't break it with me. Just stop. I gave you these weapons. I've done this for you. I've done that. You're not dealing with the same person. Putin said, he's like, I've kept Putin in check. And they keep bringing up the fact that Trump said, oh, well, he dealt with Russia, meaning Putin. What Trump's trying to say in that situation is that he knows how to deal with Putin, because a war did not erupt between countries when Putin was blamed for essentially half of our country is Trump supporters.
Yeah.
And the damn election that transpired and everything.
Yeah,
and nothing got done in our country due to the Russia thing. He got blamed for all of that. I mean, our media did nothing but attack Trump, but internationally, it was, Putin can't be trusted. Yeah. He's doing this, blah, blah, blah. He's in cahoots with Trump, this, that, and the other. He didn't attack us. He didn't attack an ally of ours. He didn't take advantage of any situations based on that. What Trump is trying to say is that, listen, I know how to deal with this guy. They went after him the way they went after me. They went after me and blamed it on him. Mm-hmm. The whole world was turned looking at him. Basically, you're corrupt. You're in America's pocket, blah, blah, blah. Now you're taking Ukraine. What he's trying to say is that no, he's trying to say it in a nice, peaceful way, but basically saying this guy does not cross the line with me. We have a conversation. We, have certain concessions, and it works out. Like, Vladimir, we've been in the same position.
If you do this, it's going to be a bad day for you.
Right. And people that say that Trump has ever done anything but kiss his ass, when you actually look at the negotiation and stuff like that, it's not true at all. I mean, Trump actually armed Ukraine with javelins during a time when it was like, okay, this is going to be flying into Russia. You know what I mean? So it's just not true. There's just a mutual respect there. And like he said at the beginning, God, I don't know why, they'll criticize him for saying that he talks like a child or whatever, but he talks like a child and y'all still don't get it. At the beginning, he said, well, I'm not going to hate Putin as much as Zelensky here does, because I don't think that'll work very well if I go to Putin and say, oh my God, I fucking hate you as much as your enemy does. Now here, do this with me.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, man. So anyways, this is just a lot of like letting off steam and rambling to say that the right thing happened here.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it was a freaking a mess because of Zelensky and in his actions. But I don't think, and I'm not saying this because I'm a Trumper or whatever the hell you want to fucking say, okay? I did not see any weakness on that stage, and I like that. Well,
I did. It was on the left.
Yeah.
Literally and figuratively.
But seriously, I mean, that is exactly one of the reasons why I voted for these people, because we need people that are in power that are going to freaking put their foot down and say, listen, this is what's going to happen. We've been doing this for too long. It's not working. We've got people over here dying that we need to, not that we don't care about your people, but this is what's going to happen and this is how we're going to do it. And you're not going to me. Why would you not want that? Why would you not want that? That is what keeps you safe. Not the other, right. When you let everybody walk on you and you seem all nice, like
Obama.
Yeah, it's like, well,
if you cross this line, blah, 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 and then they do it, nothing.
Everybody gets along, and, so it's like, no, they don't. They just do the photo op and blah, blah, blah. See, we got to see what wasn't the freaking photo op for once.
Right.
So
And
get used to it. That's transparency.
And we got to see a new administration come in and say, okay, so we've given you $350 billion. You're getting just mercilessly beaten in this conflict. It's going nowhere. You're demanding that we jump in, essentially. Well, here's what you're going to do. You're going to give us something to help us get some of our money back. We're going to go to this guy that, Trump in particular has a reputation of working well with. They respect each other. I'm going to go talk to him about a ceasefire, and then we'll take it from there.
Mm-hmm.
America's not just going to bail on you. It's just not what we do.
No.
Even if it's just for, appearance sake.
Yeah, whatever it's for.
You need to just trust us. Like you kept saying, you don't have the cards. You don't have the cards to sit there and say, promise me, pinky swear.
Yeah.
That's not what you're here for. You're here to sign a damn agreement to where we're going to stand in as an intermediary, basically.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be a magistrate in this situation, a referee. And we're going to offer a ceasefire. He's going to come back with us and say, okay, well, we'll do this. And the thing is, no one pays attention to what Putin's been saying. Putin has actually said very positive sounding things about ending this, about being reasonable with the ceasefire and with ending this war. Too many people dying. So I just wanted to go off a little bit about how people that, once again, it always happens, people that know nothing about a subject just still want to rail on it based on who it is or whatever stance they took in the past. I mean, you got two options. You can have a forever war where Ukrainians keep dropping to the point where we're expected to send our guys over there to drop.
Mm-hmm.
And we keep dropping hundreds of millions of dollars a year and it goes nowhere. Not that it wasn't a money laundering situation, but we keep dropping all this money. Or you have a guy step in and go, whoa, just like Doge. Wait a minute. What is this being spent on?
Yeah.
How did you lose half of it?
This.
Remember, he lost that.
Mm-hmm.
And he just shrugs his shoulders about it.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Like a spoiled little brat. It's like, dude, you're going to account for this money. Okay, you can't account for it. All right. Well, we're still going to give you money. You got to give us something in return. And we're going to end this for you. We're going to go ask for a ceasefire. And that's going to be step one towards ending this conflict.
Yeah.
You don't want to take step one.
We're going to wean you off the war, okay?
Like Trump said, he wants to fight.
Yeah.
And he said, I've empowered you to be a tough guy. Without the United States, you're not a tough guy. That's not bullying. It's just reality.
Yeah, it is.
If I tell my son, okay, this guy's got 6 of his friends with him and he's twice your size and he's, he fights MMA. And you know what I'm saying? It's not bullying that you don't go over there and spit in that guy's face.
Yeah.
And Trump and them rightfully felt like he kind of came here and spat in our face because, Trump carved time out and he'd met with world leaders every single day leading up to this for like 2 weeks. He carved time out of his day to basically sign this, like you said, have a nice little photo op, and then, get Putin on the phone or fly over there.
Start working on it.
And instead, it was, no, wait a minute.
And now it's...
And Vance, like I said at the beginning,
delay.
did not just snap. Vance is the most calculated debater and just, he's very strong with his communication, put it that way.
He doesn't speak unless he needs to.
For anyone to, I'd love for you to prove me wrong and make me look stupid. Truly, I would. So I would like your homework assignment to be, if you want to make me or anyone else on my side of this argument look stupid, I would like for you to find any clip anywhere, any instance throughout his debating career when he was younger, at school, just anything. Find me something of J.D. Vance where he just snaps and insults someone or bullies someone verbally or does anything that's less than masterful with his words. Whether it's an interview, it's a debate, it's an interview where it feels like every network in the world and every brain in the world is, anyone with a brain is trying to attack him. The guy is very measured with his words. You can't get him angry. We've seen it. They tried. When he was interviewed by that one woman that's just an absolute monster that went after him. He's the type who never needs to raise his voice. He's going to make you look like an absolute fool. So all of a sudden, he's just going to have you ever given us a thank you?
Did you say thank you?
No. There was a conversation.
You could do.
A conversation led up to this. You know what I mean? And then he's expecting it to be one way. And finally, he's like, you know what, dude? No, I'm going to show the American people exactly what's going on here. Like, this is what needs to be done. You need to give a thank you. You need to give a thank you before we say what was really going on here for the last 4 years.
Exactly, because they could have done that.
In all seriousness. But that hurts us more. That hurts, how the world thinks of our leadership, what was really happening there. Say that in this situation, it's almost built into me from like mainstream media or something to want to say, well, I wish you would have handled it differently, not on live TV, but it's not true.
No,
I can't say that.
I said that, like during debate time and stuff, and there was the one that I do wish was handled a little differently, but this is not that situation.
No.
And looking back, I was really, the reasons that I was saying I wish things would have been handled differently, even in those situations, were like, because I was afraid of people, causing the big spin on everything like they always do. And it's like, well, they're going to do
no
that.
spin here when it's live.
No matter what. And it's like, well, this is live TV.
Just ask yourselves, if you don't like the way it was handled, that's fine. You don't like people raising their voices. Maybe you're traumatized from your parents when you were a kid or something like that. I don't know. But ask yourself, what do you want? Do you want this to be handled behind closed doors where, like, I don't know, Bill Maher and a bunch of other people just, like, guess at what happened?
Yeah.
Or, I don't know, you get sent off to fight a year from now and you're not really sure what transpired and you find out years later it's a shitty deal behind closed doors?
That's usually what has happened.
That's always what's happened.
That's the only thing I know
of
our history. So
put it live on TV. Let us see what's happening. If our leaders are completely agitated and snap on a guy, fine. You could say they're flawed human beings, but that's not the case here. Trump knows how to deal with powerful men. Pause. And and Vance is, like I said, not like some hothead or anything either. There's a reason, and then you just gotta ask yourself, like, why was there this reaction?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, honestly, if you just want to be simple about it, $350 billion, there's your fucking answer.
Yeah,
there's a
people
reaction
dying here, right where we are, just a couple miles away as we speak in the freezing freaking cold.
Yeah.
Because that money that could have came here did not.
And a bunch of it is proven, is from that money.
Yeah.
And also, not to mention, what was it, 2,000 Ukrainians and Russians died that week that they had this meeting?
Mm-hmm.
People forget that this is a real
It's
war.
ongoing, yeah,
Like,
because you're not seeing it.
Trump keeps saying
it is a war.
Buildings are on their sides.
People
like, he
are
actually
dying.
compared it to how Western North Carolina looks, but he said there was a lot more tall buildings before.
Right.
In other words, it's just a more metropolitan version of what you see here.
Mm-hmm.
Complete decimation throughout the region.
Yeah.
So it's like, is that what you want to continue? The answer is always no. You got to get rid of Putin. He's the problem. You guys are You can't just decide that, okay, we're going to complete another war then. And if you think that, you need to go learn a bit about Putin. Go watch his interview maybe with Tucker Carlson, or go read some of his writing, whatever you need to do. This guy cares about Mother Russia more than he cares about life itself. And I mean that literally. And all of his, at least half of his population will too.
Oh, yeah.
Whether they're ordered to or not.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them would very willingly do it. But that's the point here, is that this guy isn't just going to go away and say, okay. No, there's going to be a negotiation. You need a guy that can negotiate. You need somebody that's going to tell Zelensky, dude, the status quo to you is you come here and we hand you hundreds of billions of dollars and you lose half of it. Not happening anymore.
Exactly.
Have to spank you this time.
Right.
Sorry.
Like, I gave
that's it. Go dance on a stage in a dress, bro.
Yeah, I gave you $120 to go to school with and buy yourself a pair of new shoes. Where's the new shoes? Where's the money?
Right.
Like,
that's a good point. That's an exact, put it in a real life perspective.
Seriously?
You're
grounded.
Dance for your 100 billion this time.
Yeah.
Get out there in a dress again and dance and play the piano with your wiener. I don't know if people know this, but there's a video. The dude did this.
Yeah.
I mean, Trump was a reality TV show guy, but I'm just saying, we installed this guy, and I understand. You know what? Yes, we installed you. Yes, we promised you a whole lot of money. We delivered on a lot of it. We probably told you it's going to last forever, but you should know that things can change over every 4 years or whatever.
Yeah.
Musk bought out X.
The we
so then
changes,
we saw the actual truth of what was going on with the government. So Trump won. You didn't think that would ever happen. But I understand why you thought that this was going to keep going your way.
Corruption would just continue in your favor.
Right, exactly. And Trump said he empowered him to be a tough guy.
Mm-hmm.
But Biden and others had empowered him to be something else, like a completely soft guy with his hand out.
Yeah.
But that makes someone feel powerful if you just keep paying them.
Mm-hmm.
But if you ain't working for it, buddy, you start getting soft. But anyways, I think that's all we have to say about that.
Yeah, that's all I got to say about that.
But I do have other things I want to address very soon.